Welcome to the material session of Pulsar's Career Point. This is a video for the student of class 11 on Unit 1. The name of the unit is Basic Concept in Chemistry. This is the part 2 video of this unit covering the topics Chemical Classification of Matter. Last video रे आमे physical classification लो कथा पढ़िथिलु. एबे chemical classification of matter कथा पढ़िबु. Chemically how matter is classified. Chemical classification of matter. According to chemical classification, first of all, matter is of two types, pure substance and mixture. Again, pure substance is of two types, that is elements and compounds. The elements is divided into, the elements can exist in three different forms. These can be metals, non-metals or metalloids. Depending on source, compounds are of two types, organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Depending on composition, mixtures are of two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. आमे one by one पढ़िबा. एबे जिबा pure substance रा कथा. What do you mean by pure substance? This substance is with constant composition of various elements and compounds are called pure substance. जो substance गुडी करे elements बा compound रो constant composition टिए थिबो आमे ताको pure substance बोली कहिबु. This can be obtained by physical separation of mixture. गोटे mixture of physical separation द्वारा आमे pure substance पाई परिबु. These are again divided into two categories such as elements and compounds. Pure substance पुणी दुई भाग रे व्यक्त होइछि, गोटे हला elements आ गोटे हला compounds. एबे आमे elements रो कथा देखिबा. What do you mean by elements? The simplest form of matter which cannot be broken into still simpler form by any means is called an element. So what is an element? The element is the simplest form of matter which cannot be broken into still simpler. सबुठु simplest form जाको आउ simpler form को भंगा जाई परिबो नहीं. It is made up of same kind of atoms. ये समजातीय परमाणु को नहीं गठित. Elements can be separated from compounds by means of chemical reaction. गोटे compound रो आमे chemical reaction द्वारा elements को पाई परिबे. Examples oxygen O2, hydrogen H2, iron Fe, copper Cu, etc. These are the different examples of elements. Now, how elements are classified? Taking the physical properties into consideration, elements can be classified into three different heads, such as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Ebe, ame metals ro kotha dekhiba. What are the different characteristics of the metals? These have shining surface. एमानको shining surface thai. These are ductile and malleable. What do you mean by ductile? Means this can be drawn into air. What do you mean by malleability? Means metals can be beaten into sheet. So in two sentences this can be written. These are ductile, that is can be drawn into air. These are malleable, that is can be beaten into sheet. These are good conductors of heat and electricity at room temperature. Room temperature eme heat au electricity good conductor hoitanti. Generally these are solids. Only mercury Hg and gallium Ga are two liquid metals. दुईटा liquid metals होचनी mercury और gallium एमानक बाद समस्त metal solid state रे थांती. एबे देखियो non metal लो कथा. These have dull surface. Metal पाखरे shining surface थिला. एटी dull surface आसीबो. Metals are ductile but non-metals are non-ductile. Metals are malleable, can be beaten into sheet, but non-metals are non-malleable. Metals are good conductors at room temperature. Non-metals are bad conductor at room temperature. This can exist generally in three states. But in case of metal, they generally exist in solid state except two, that is mercury and gallium. But in case of non-metals, this can exist in all the three states. Example, phosphorus, sulfur are solids. Bromine is the only liquid nonmetal which is present in elementary state. Oxygen O2, hydrogen H2, nitrogen N2 are gases which are present in elementary states. Now let us come for the metalloids. What do you mean by metalloids? The elements which have the properties of metals as well as non-metals are called metalloids. Examples: arsenic, polonium, tellurium, bismuth, silicon, germanium, etc. The metals have the properties in between the metals and non-metals. Thus, the elements are classified into three different heads: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. ଏବେ ଯିବା second part of the pure substance, that is compound. What do you mean by compounds? The substances which is obtained by the union of two or more elements in the definite ratio by weight or volume is called a compound. ଯେତେବେଳେ two or more elements ଗୋଟେ definite ratioରେ combine ହୁଅନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ compound ମିଳିଥାଏ. In the compound, the constituent elements lose their own property. Compounds ରେ constituent elements ମାନେ ନିଜ ନିଜ ଧର୍ମ ହରେଇଥାନ୍ତି. A completely new property is shown in the compound. On decomposition, it gives two or more elements or compounds whose properties quite different from the compound. ଯଦି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡକୁ ଭାଙ୍ଗିଦେବା, ସେ ଭାଙ୍ଗିଲେ ଟୁ ଅର୍ ମୋର୍ ଏଲିମେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ବା କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡସ୍ ଦେଇପାରିବ ଯେଉଁମାନଙ୍କ ପ୍ରପର୍ଟି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲ କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ପାଖରୁ ସମ୍ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଅଲଗା ହେଇଥିବ. ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍, ଯଦି ଆମେ ୱାଟରକୁ ଭାଙ୍ଗିବୁ, ଇଲେକ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲିସିସ୍ କରିବୁ, H2O2 ଦେବ, ଦୁଇଟି ଯାକ ଏଲିମେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଦେବ. କିନ୍ତୁ ଯଦି H2O2 କୁ ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜ କରିବୁ, ସେ ୱାଟର ଆଉ O2 ଦେବ, ଗୋଟେ ଏଲିମେଣ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଦେବ. But whenever calcium carbonate is heated, it decomposes to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Here both are compounds. So in decomposition, a compound can give two or more elements or compounds or both. Examples of compound: water H2O, hydrochloric acid HCl, carbon dioxide CO2, etc. In case of compound, the constituent elements lose their own property. Means, let us take the example of water. In case of water, it is form of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen burns itself. Oxygen is a supporter of combustion. But the compound formed from hydrogen and oxygen water can diminishes the fire. Thus, the constituent elements lose their own property. In completely new property is shown in the compound. Classification of compound. Depending on source, compounds are of two types, such as organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Let us compare inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds हमें क्या को कहबा? The compounds which are obtained from non-living sources, such as rocks, minerals, soils, etc., are called inorganic compounds. Examples: table salt, washing soda, limestone, etc. Let us compare organic compounds. The compounds which are obtained or derived from the living sources, such as plants and animals, are called organic compounds. Examples: oils, fats, carbohydrates, etc. These are the different classes of compounds depending on source. Now let us compare the second categories of matter. हमें matter को प्रथम दुईटा category divide करते हैं: pure substance, then mixture. Let us compare the mixture. How a mixture is formed out. The substance which is obtained by mixing two or more elements or compounds in any ratio is called a mixture. Two or more compound elements or compounds any ratio रे mix ହେଲା ପରେ जो substance form କରନ୍ତି ଆମେ ତାକୁ mixture ବୋଲି କହିଥାଉ. In the mixture, the constituent elements or compounds retain their own properties. ଗୋଟେ mixture ରେ constituent substance गुड़िक निज निज property retain करते. But in case of compound, they lose their own property. In case of compound, they mix in a definite ratio. But in case of mixture, they mix in any ratio. So question may arise in different forms. Difference रखियो पड़ी पारे. From the mixture, the pure substance can be obtained by various physical processes. But from the compound, the constituent elements can be obtained by chemical processes. These are the different characteristics of mixture. ଏବେ ଦେଖିବା examples of mixture. Air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. Brass is a mixture of zinc and copper. Gunpowder is a mixture of potassium nitrate, sulfur, and charcoal. Classification of mixture. Depending on composition, mixtures are of two types. One is homogeneous mixture and other is heterogeneous mixture. Let us compare homogeneous mixture. What do you mean by homogeneous mixture? How a homogeneous mixture is formed of mixtures which consist of single phase and have same composition throughout the phase are called homogeneous mixture. गोटे फेज थी फेज समान तार कंपोजिशन समान थी different components of such a mixture cannot be seen even with a microscope as they do not have visible boundary of separation जेहेतु visible boundary of separation न थाए तेणु आम ताको माइक्रोस्कोप तले भी यार constituent components गुड़ी को देखी हम ना examples air in case of air we can distinguish the oxygen, carbon dioxide, ammonia, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. Brass, milk, steel, etc. These are the different examples of homogeneous mixture. Let us come for the second category of mixture, that is heterogeneous mixture. How a heterogeneous mixture is formed now, or what is a heterogeneous mixture? Mixtures which consist of two or more phases having different composition at different phases are called heterogeneous mixture. It two or more phases रहिबो प्रति फेज रे कंपोजिशन अलगा रहिबो प्रॉपर्टी अलगा रहिबो आमे ताको heterogeneous mixture बोली कहबा. Different components of such a mixture can be seen as they have visible boundary of separation. जेहेतु सेमानकर visible boundary of separation थाए तेणु आमे different components को गोटे मिक्सचर सहित देखि परिबा. Examples: mixture of coal and sulfur, mixture of oil and water. These are the different examples of heterogeneous mixture. Thanks for watching Gopal Sir's Career Point. Please like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel if you are watching it for the first time.